Good afternoon from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We are getting ready to take our WestJet Dash 700 over to Calgary as we approach snowbird season here in South Florida. So this airplane is not full on the way back to Calgary. It's about 85% full because most people are starting to come here for the holidays and to stay warmer. So we're gonna make our way back to the flight deck. I already have the takeoff speeds calculated. It's gonna be at flaps 1, optimum takeoff, assumed temperature 41, takeoff mode TO, and we'll be rotating at 143 knots. And this will be a route of flight between Fort Lauderdale and Calgary. We'll be taking off on runway 10 left and making a U-turn to start heading up to Calgary. And when we get to Calgary, we are currently scheduled to land on, and just verify here, on runway 28. So it's pretty much straight into Calgary right now, assuming the winds stay the same. And check that it's runway 29, not 28. Okay, back to Fort Lauderdale. So we're gonna fire up the APU here. Initial altitude, initial cruising altitude will be 360, and then I will be able to step to 380 about halfway, well, a little less than halfway through the flight. We have an initial restriction out of Fort Lauderdale of 4,000 feet, so we'll make sure to note that, and we'll get going with our flows here. Pre-flight checklist, oxygen tested at 100%, navigation, transfer and display switches normal auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector, set to auto. Flight instruments, heading 0906. Current altimeter, 30.11. Parking brake set. Start levers cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Switching to APU generators.
Fort Lauderdale ground WestJet 737, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
And removing chocks.
Fort Lauderdale ground, Spirit Wings 1448 requesting pushback.
Before start, flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel pumps with fueling center on. Passenger signs on, windows locked. MCP has V2 of 147. Heading 0906. Altitude, flight level 360. Cross-checking the takeoff speeds. Tablet 141, 143, 147. CDU 141, 143, 147. Rudder aileron trim free and 0. Taxi takeoff briefing complete.
Cockpit to ground.
And anti-collision light on.
Go ahead.
Before start complete.
We've been cleared for pushback and start tail straight out. Roger that. Ready for push straight back. Release the brakes, please.
Fort Lauderdale ground, Spirit Wings,
Brake
1448, requesting the end of pushback. Spirit Wings, 1448, request to end pushback received.
Brakes released. Here we go.
Fort Lauderdale ground, Spirit Wings, 1448, with Echo ready to taxi IFR. Spirit Wings 1448 taxi to and hold short of runway 10 right using taxiway Bravo 8 Tango 7 Quebec Juliet Juliet 1. Contact tower on 119er decimal tree when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 10 right via taxiway Bravo 8 Tango 7 Quebec Juliet Juliet 1 Spirit Wings 1448.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please. Brake set.
Flight controls fully up, check. Fully down, check. Fully left, check. Fully right, check.
Disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left.
Rotor fully right, check. Rotor fully left, check.
Fort Lauderdale ground, JetBlue 405, request taxi to the gate. JetBlue 405 taxi to gate Foxtrot 5 using taxiway Bravo 4 Sierra Tango, Tango 5 Tango, Tango 5 Tango 6 Bravo 8.
Fort Lauderdale ground, WestJet 737 ready to taxi departing straight out with Echo.
WestJet 737 taxi to and hold short of runway 10 left via taxiway Bravo 8 Tango 2 Tango Tango 4 Bravo. Contact tower on 119er decimal tree when ready. Taxiing to gate Foxtrot 5 using taxiway.
Before taxi, generators on, torpedo on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto, start switches continuous.
405.
Recall. Checked.
Taxiing hold short runway 10
Auto brake,
left via
RTO.
taxiway Bravo 8 Tango 2 Tango
Start
Tango
levers,
4 Bravo,
idle
WestJet
detent.
737.
Flight controls checked. Ground equipment is clear on the right and clear on the left. Before takeoff, flaps 1. Trim 6.27 units. Before takeoff, checklist complete.
1448, altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right. Fort Lauderdale Tower, JetBlue 2466, ready for IFR departure runway 10 right. JetBlue 2466, hold short runway 10 right. Traffic is Airbus on the runway. JetBlue 2466, line up and wait. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right, Spirit Wings 1448. Line up and wait, JetBlue 2466. Spirit Wings 1448, contact Miami, departure on 126.05. Good day. Fort Lauderdale Tower, JetBlue 211, ready for departure runway 10 right IFR to Austin. 126.05 for Spirit Wings 1448. JetBlue 2466, altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right. JetBlue 211, line up and wait.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, WestJet 737, ready for straight-out departure at runway 10 left.
WestJet 737, altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Traffic is Bombardier on final. Caution the Airbus taking off runway 10 right. Departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left, WestJet 737.
United 1775, number tree for landing. Follow the Beechcraft King Air on final. Wind 117 at 12. Clear to land runway 10 left. Fort Lauderdale Tower, Bombardier November 179er Echo Romeo 10 miles west, inbound ILS runway 10 left approach. Bombardier November 179er Echo Romeo, Fort Lauderdale Tower. Altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Cleared ILS runway 10 left approach. Cleared to land runway 10 left, number tree, United 1775. Cleared ILS runway 10 left, approach Bombardier 9er Echo Romeo.
8 knots.
Check.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, United 779er, ready for departure runway 10 right IFR to O'Hare. United 779er, altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Caution the Boeing 737, taking off runway 10 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right.
Positive, ready to climb.
Gear up.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, Spirit Wings, tree 9er tree, 12 miles west, inbound ILS runway 10 left approach. Spirit Wings, tree 9er tree, Fort Lauderdale Tower. Altimeter tree 0.05, wind 117 at 12. Cleared ILS runway 10 left approach. United 1775, go around. WestJet 737, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, WestJet 737, frequency change.
Flaps up.
ILS runway 10 left approach, Spirit Wings, tree 9er tree.
After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on. Packs auto, landing gear up and off. Flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist, complete. "10,000 feet, lights off." I'm actually gonna check this lighting set because this is a very old, it's one of the original 737-700s. So I think when this repaint was published, they forgot it used the traditional landing lights. As far as I know, older 737s or airlines owning older 737 NGs have not done a lights equipment swap, as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong, but for now I'm gonna treat it like an older 737. So I'm gonna change that real quick. Yeah, so we're back to original lighting. So currently 4 minutes out of Fort Lauderdale. It is 1948 Zulu. We are expecting arrival at 0108 Zulu. So this leads me to believe we're also going to have a lot of headwinds. We are in December in North America and the jet stream is very strong, and we are pretty much heading mainly against the jet stream. So we're going to expect some very strong headwinds during most of our cruise, which explains a longer flight time. So expecting to be on the ground at 108 Zulu. So it's about 5 hours 20 minutes total flight time. And we'll see if anything changes. I'm just going to go ahead and standardize the altimeter. And we should be over the Everglades. So once we're on descent into Calgary, or if there's anything interesting to see along the way, I'll resume the video, but I will pause it for now. So we'll see you during descent. We just passed 15,000 feet on our way down to Calgary. We've been airborne 5 hours 20 minutes. And we got a new runway assignment. We're going to be on runway 17 left on approach, since the winds are now from the south. Very good view of the lights of Calgary as we are 50 miles left in our flight track, since we do have to go north of Calgary and come back. but the city is very clear, and you can see the airport lights as well, the runway lights in other words. So we already have our landing altitude entered on our pressurization panel. Nothing on recall. Our auto brake would be 3. And we already entered a VREF of 136, and I can show you also the landing calculation. So we're gonna be on final at flaps 30, auto brakes 3, VREF 136, and we'll be using let's see, 5,300 feet out of the 14,000 feet of runway that we have. That'll get us to the terminal pretty quickly.
Maintain 12,000 feet.
We already have our ILS frequencies. Even though if the visibility stays good, I'm gonna make a visual approach. So we'll just line up with the ILS, but then I'll autopilot in. I'll hand fly it in. Just getting a view of the airport here. Let's see. Like I said, we're gonna be landing on runway 17 left, and it's a 14,000 foot runway. It's a very long runway. So we're either gonna, with auto brake 3, we should be able to get it on Delta 1, but maybe on Delta 3. Either way, we're gonna be very close to the terminal. Probably on Delta 3, just to give us so we don't have to stress the brakes or use too much reverser, save some fuel.
11,000 feet.
So on Delta 3, and then we'll go straight into the terminal.
1 heavy Edmonton, center altimeter 29.47, continue as planned.
Now just checking there is no significant terrain around Calgary. I know Calgary is on the east part of the mountain range, but since I'm not so familiar with the area, I just want to double check. So there's no terrain to worry about. I'm gonna turn our non-existent weather radar on. Can't wait to have a real weather radar. See, really good view of Calgary and the airport now. So now we are on downwind. Gonna put on some brakes as well. We need to get down to line up at the runway. We need to be at 6,500 at Victor India Kilo Tango India.
Dart limited 556. You are 58 miles east. Descend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some brakes here
Expect vectors ILS runway 17 left approach.
and switch to
Dart limited
level
556
change.
descend and maintain 6,500 feet.
And just start slowing us down a bit. Got main landing lights on. And let's see what the tower says about the runway. Since the wind is coming from 180, it was about 180 at 3. We should be able to use 17 left.
Calgary Tower WestJet 737 is 7 miles east, 8,400 feet with Alpha to land.
WestJet 737 Calgary Tower. Altimeter 29.42 wind 20 tree at 4. Make left traffic runway 17 left.
Make left traffic runway 17 left WestJet 737.
Okay, we are confirmed for 17 left. The wind's pretty much still out of the south and still very light, so winds should not be an issue during approach. turned out to be a really good evening. It's very clear. Only a few clouds to the west of us. Okay, we are approaching 6500. I'm going to go ahead and close the air brakes here. Flaps 1.
Calgary Tower Horizon 209er, 6 ready for departure, runway 17 left IFR to Seattle. Horizon 209er, 6 altimeter, 29er decimal flight, 1 wind 201 at 4. Cleared for takeoff runway 17 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 17 left horizon 209er 6.
Flaps 5. glide slope intercepted.
209er, 6 contact Calgary departure on 119er decimal 8.
2500.
Gear down.
Decimal 8 horizon, 209er 6.
Flaps 15. I have control. Crosswind from the right.
WestJet 7 tree, 7 wind 201 at 4.
Flaps 25.
To land runway 17 left.
Clear to land runway 17 left WestJet 737.
Flaps 40. This crosswind was not in the forecast, so bear with me while I make some adjustments. So crosswind from the right at 18 knots.
Runway 17 left. Traffic is Boeing 737 on final. Hold short runway 17 left WestJet 1858 heavy.
500. 400. 300.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
100.
Landing.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up.
Nice landing.
Reverse green. Manual braking. 60 knots. Okay to clean up.
WestJet 737 contact ground on 121 decimal tree.
121 decimal tree WestJet 737.
Okay, so it looks like we clocked at 5 hours 35 minutes of wheels up to touchdown. I think Canada and the US have a pre-clearance agreement, so I'm gonna avoid the international terminal. I'm gonna go straight to the WestJet terminal, domestic. This version of Calgary is made by FSIM, and they just updated it to version 2, I believe, or one of the high 1 versions, but they always do a great job keeping their sceneries current and making improvements. And when we departed for Lauderdale, that's by Latin VFR, another great airport, especially for Lauderdale. We didn't get to use that runway, but runway 10 right, 28 left has a sloped eastern end, which is pretty cool. It was a way to extend the runway without having to move the US 1 highway like they had done on previous expansions. Alright, so we're gonna park in this next terminal. Let's see. So it's 6:35 p.m. here in Calgary. No, 6:36 now. Well, let me double check. No, 6:25 p.m. So welcome to Calgary. Let's get our gate connected.
Ground WestJet 737, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
WestJet 737, the jetway is going to be
And
connected.
we'll get our baggage equipment. Okay, gate connected, so we'll open the door. Alright, so let's see how we're doing here in Calgary temperature-wise. So -1 Celsius. It is December 1st, so that makes sense. It's going to get even colder. So, welcome to Calgary. As always, I appreciate you watching these videos and any feedback, suggestions. And we'll see you again very soon. Enjoy the weekend.